meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner DeFilippo.
Present.
Commissioner Hartzler.
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Controller Whitfield.
Here.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes of October 24th. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions on those minutes? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of salary board actions. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve those actions.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next on the agenda is recognition of any row officer, judge, or public defender who requests the opportunity to be included in the vote for the approval of salary pay schedules effective 13 and 16. She show of hands and wants to participate. Okay, thank you, folks. Next on the agenda is approval of salary pay scales effective 11/13/16. But this particular item will not include road officers, public defender, or support area. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, 8A, we need to go through the approval process. Solicitor Redmond, at this point in time, I should ask the coroner's office for their vote.
Right, go ahead and entertain a motion that will include the coroner's office to vote and proceed in that same fashion for every other row office noted in the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary pay scales for the coroner's office. You want a second?
No.
Okay. Give me a second. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the
I
motion?
think we have to have a discussion. Does he want to say anything?
Oh, the only thing I'm saying is no, is because it unfairly maxes out my administrative deputy long before she would have been under the old pay scale. We've been under that pay scale for a year and a half now. And, I don't think it was done appropriately to begin with. I understand what the county's trying to do, and I fully understand that. But, if this would have been done correctly, way back when we first started the pay for performance thing, and you compared different counties with our pay salary as well as private industry, instead of just doing private industry like Gallagher did, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Okay, any other comments? Thank you, Charlie. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
No. That's all right.
You have to do this for court.
I'm sorry, Charlie, this is the first time for me. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, thank you, Charlie, motion carries. Okay, next, we need a motion for the register of wills.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary and pay scale effective 11/13 for the register of wills.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
Yes, I would reiterate everything Charlie had said. One of the examples, one of the officers brought up earlier today was that one of the people in their office, the cap on their salary was reduced by $12,500 because of this change. That sends a clear message that our employees are disposable, they're replaceable. We don't want people to stay here long term, and I don't think that's the right message to be sending to the employees. If they're doing a good job and we appreciate them, we should be showing them that. And by capping them at such a low limit, we're not doing that. And I understand that you have a budget to keep in mind, but if you take care of your people will take care of the job. And we're not taking very good care of our people.
Thank you. Are there any more comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I oppose.
Motion carries. Next, the
Make a
recorder
motion
deeds.
to make for the salary pay scale effective for 11/13 for the recorder deeds.
Okay, is there a second? I'll second the motion. Is there any comment?
Yes, I echo what my colleagues have said too. And I understand that this is a very complex issue, and I know we have compression issues we've been trying to deal with and are dealing with limited budgets. I also understand too, when it comes to setting the dollars, this is kind of the commissioners and the salary board responsibility, whereas the operations of my office, that lies to me. So I understand those differences. But I'm also concerned that with my employees as well as the other employees of the county, after we went through an extensive, painful pay for performance process of establishing that within a short amount of time now, we are lowering the maximum amount on the pay scale. I understand no one's getting salaries decreased, but at the same time, I have people in my office very close to maxing out. And I know there are other folks in the county in that same position, and they weren't anticipating on being there so quickly. So, any other comments?
Any other comments?
I did just want to add for clarification on that, because it's what we're all facing. Not only are we lowering that max, but when we do the pay for performance, now these people are going to be getting bonuses, or a larger chunk of that amount in bonuses versus adding to their pay. And so that does directly affect our employees.
Are there any other comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Opposed?
Opposed? No.
Sorry, motion carries. Thank you. Next.
I'll make a motion for the salary pay scale effective 11/13/16 for the district attorney's office.
I'll second that, actually, Vince, for the purpose, Mr. Commissioner, sorry, for the purposes of discussion.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments?
Yes, I don't have actually much to add to what my distinguished colleagues have said. And I have to say, I understand this is a complicated process. We do appreciate the opportunity we had to meet the commissioners about this. And I did make some comments in that meeting, and I do feel the same way. I think that the reasons for going back and reopening and looking at this were good and valid reasons. I just believe that were I in your shoes, may have handled it differently, and I want to be on record with regard to my concerns for, in particular, the reducing of the potential maximums for people who stay here for a long time. And that's really the basis for my opposition. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Any other comment? Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary pay scale effective 11/13/16 for the public defender's office.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Are there any comments?
My concern is attracting and keeping talented attorneys and staff in the office. And I would like the commissioner to just keep that in mind when determining these types of cases.
Thank you, Michael. Are there any other comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Is there any other row officer, judge, public defender identified that is not here that was identified in item 8A? We would like to,
I just have to ask about the judge, since he's not here, that's the only one we didn't vote on.
Right.
I understand, so we have to do a separate one for that?
You have to do a separate one for that? He did indicate that he wanted to be here. Did he?
And he knew the time.
Okay. Did he
But
proceed?
he could have gotten caught in court, perhaps.
Did his staff call down to let you know that he's in court, he couldn't make it?
So, go ahead and make the motion. I will make a motion to approve the salary pay scale effective 11/13/16 for the courts.
okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, is there any other business to be brought in front of this hour? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn? You are adjourned. Thank you. Will you please rise for this?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the Cumberland County Regular Board of Commissioners meeting to order. We have a roll call, please.
Commissioner DiFilippo, Commissioner Hertzler,
Here.
and Commissioner Wickenberger.
Is there any public comment? Seeing and hearing none, next we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of October 24th. Is there a motion? I'm sorry, folks, I'm on the wrong one. All right, next is employee recognition of Gary Norwitz. Sorry, Gary. Gary, nice to meet you. Okay, we are celebrating Gary's 30 years of service to the county. Back in 1986, he was hired as an assessor in the tax assessment office. 2 years later, he was promoted to senior assessor. In 2002, promoted to mapping tech 2, and in 2008, promoted to mapping tech 3. Gary, it's really appreciate your efforts. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we thank you for your time in the county. I've heard a lot of good things about you. Thank you very much. Bonnie, would you like to say a few words about this gentleman?
Hey, Gary's another one over in the assessment office for the last 30 years. We welcomed each other in the morning with a cup of coffee. But Gary is so meticulous and so detail-oriented. 17 years ago, he was moved to his true love, and that's in the mapping department, and he is quite an asset to the county.
Any other comments for Mr. Yorlich? All right, well, thank you, Gary. I think we want to have a couple of pictures.
All right. Give me a smile.
Just did this last week, didn't we?
Yeah. Try this again. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Okay, now that I'm back on the right page. Thank you for your patience. Next is approval of minutes of October 20th and October 24th. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on those minutes? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of Public Safety Review Team meeting minutes of September 28th, 2016. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any comments on the minutes? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of personnel transactions. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we will be sending out a press release. And this deals with the Cumberland and York County to host a public meeting regarding the bridges on Slate Hill Road and Shepherd Road bridges. There will be a meeting, a public meeting on November 15th. It's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Fairview Township Fire Department on 340 West Ferry Road in Cumberland. Purpose of the meeting will be to discuss the future of the Slate Hill Road and Sheepford Road bridges that cross the Yellow Breaches in Lower Allen Township, Cumberland County, and Fairview Township in York County. Routine annual inspections have revealed deterioration of the bridges that will require significant repair in the future. In response, both Cumberland and York counties initiated a study to evaluate the long-term options for both bridges. The study considered cost, traffic volumes, growth potential, emergency response, environmental challenges, and historic preservation requirements to develop repair and replacement closure alternatives for both bridges. The format of the meeting will be an open house where residents can attend at their convenience between 7 and 8:30 p.m. to view information on road bridges, talk with staff from both counties, and provide input on various alternatives. Just a little history here. Slate Hill Road Bridge was built in 1899. Unfortunately, it is structurally deficient. It's a stone arch bridge that currently has a 3-ton weight limit and carries over 1,600 vehicles per day. The Sheepford Road Bridge was built in 1877. It too is structurally deficient. It's an iron through truss bridge that has a 5-ton limit on it and carries about 300 vehicles per day. The bridges cross the Yellow Bridges Creek approximately 1.5 miles apart from each other. So this press release will be released today. Next, we have item 9. There will be a press release regarding the 2017 preliminary budget released probably later this week, possibly tomorrow. Next on the item is discussion on laying the 2017 budget on view. Mr. Thomas.
Yes, Commissioners, the Finance Department has provided a number of briefings and quite a bit of discussion about the budget. You know that there's no increase in the millage for the county tax rate, property tax rate. There is as part of the budget, an increase in the millage rate for the library tax up to 20.66. Beyond that, I think our projections for coming years are at this point cautious. I wouldn't say optimistic, they're cautious, given that we are facing both significant capital expenditures in the future in a number of areas, and what appears to be a consistent policy on the part of the state to push the costs of doing government, including unfunded mandates, down to the local level. As far as 2017 goes, there is no need for a millage increase for the county property tax, and the decision to increase the library millage to 0.166 came as a result of a consensus building process that began in 2015, and that has provided for, I think, the establishment of an agreement about general principles and mutual obligations between the county and the library. So I think those are sort of those are the highlights of the budget that is.
Any comments?
No, the only thing I would comment on the fact that this is preliminary, and we are still engaged in working on the memorandum of understanding with respect to the library funding. So, a lot of that is still in flux at this point in time, but hopefully that will be concluded soon, and we can, move forward with timely enactment of the 2017 budget. I will say this is the third consecutive year that we're not asking our county taxpayers to reach into their pockets for more for the general fund. And hopefully we can keep that, even though we are facing, as Larry mentioned, challenges by the state with respect to ever mounting unfunded mandates. So, but steady as she goes, and I think our finance folks deserve a lot of credit for the good situation we find ourselves in Cumberland County.
Any other comments, Harry? No, it's okay. All right. Next, then, is the authorized advertising of ordinance 2016-2 establishing taxes for 2017 for Cumberland County. Mr. Brennan.
Yes, sir. This is the annual tax ordinance that you do every year. I'd ask that you take action to authorize it to be advertised. And I'm going to assume that it'll be advertised for possible action at your December 1 or December 5 meeting. So the motion would be to authorize advertisement of the tax ordinance for possible enactment at the December 5 meeting.
Okay, is there such a motion? We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Commissioner Easterly, I'm not sure if the board took action to authorize the budget to be available for public inspection in the preceding item. And I'm assuming that that would be done with possible action for budget approval on December 5 as well.
So we need a similar motion to authorize delaying of the preliminary budget on
And for possible adoption on December 5.
for that authorization.
All right, we have that motion.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Keith. Item 12, approval letter. I believe there is a request to have this table.
Yeah, move to table.
Motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of submission of credit application to Clark Food Service Agreement. Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of resolution 2016-29 budget adjustments. Is there a motion?
So.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of bid award. This is approval to award the contract to Sage Technology Solutions for Fort Ring 5 audio-video project in the amount of $129,813, plus alternate A, which is a 3-year extended service and maintenance agreement of $6,580. Is there a motion?
So.
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Next, item 16 is approval of contracts and grants. Item 16.1 A through E, item 16.2, items A through H. Is there a motion? Second.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval to authorize advertising for janitorial services for various Cumberland County government offices. Is there a motion? We have a second.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have several approval of capital project requests. The first was for the prison, which is a live scan C-pin machine. Total project cost $19,000. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, domestic relations, video conference unit. Total project cost $36,218. Is there a motion?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, for the nursing home, the nurse home replacement project. Project cost $462,000. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approval for reappointment of Dan Maines to serve on the Cumberland County Conservation District Board as Farm Director for a 4-year term effective January 1, 2017, and expiring December 31st, 2020. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval for reappointment of Commissioner Hertzler to serve on the Cumberland County Conservation District Board as Commissioner Director for a 1-year term effective January 1, 2017, and expiring December 31st, 2017. Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Is there a second? I'll second it. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval for appointment of Linda Reeves to serve on the Cumberland County Library System Board for a 3-year term, effective January 1, 2017, and expiring December 31st, 2019. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, approval for reappointment of Alicia Stein to serve as an alternate on the Cumberland County Library System Board for a 3-year term, effective January 1, 2017, and expiring December 31st, 2019. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye, motion carries. Next, approval of general disbursement transfer authorizations, items 23A through E. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Would like to report an executive session was held November 3rd to discuss personnel issues. Would also like to announce acceptance of monthly reports from the clerk of court, report deeds, veterans affairs, and change of assessments. Is there any other business to be brought in front of the board? Hearing none, is there a motion for adjournment?
So
We're adjourned. Thank you.